Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here, and everything said in this video is my opinion, and all the assessments about Wizards of the Coast and my impression of what happened in this case are purely my opinion and my assessment on what I think happened, not meant to be taken as fact. And you know, only the best videos I make start with a disclaimer for legal reasons. Although if Wizards actually tried to sue me for like defamation or whatever for something I said in a video, that would make hiring Greg Weisman to write the War of the Spark book look like a good decision by comparison. So in my opinion, and I'm done saying that because I just said the disclaimer, here's what happened, the short version. Aaron Barich, a male to female trans person, I think, he massively potentially cheated at an extremely important game with both players having 11-3 record. And after it was discovered, none of the judges will do anything about it. Nobody at Wizards, nobody in the DCI system, nobody will do anything because he's trans. Okay, I just realized I should probably explain, in case you haven't seen this clip, what's actually going on. Experimental Frenzy lets you cast like an unlimited number of cards from just the top spot of your library, but you can't cast cards from your hand, and he cast a card from his hand. It was Light Up the Stage. Honest mistake or suspicious and convenient thing that turned the whole game around? That's the debate. And if I'm not mistaken, Aaron prefers she. I'm going to keep saying he because, well, out of respect for several of my formerly trans friends that I know personally, based on their experiences, I'm not going to help enable somebody's mental illness. Oh, you don't believe me and you're not listening to a word I say? Okay.
It just tears me up to think that I did all this, and I was a phony, I was a fraud, but I tried pulling it off, and people called me ma'am and she and her, and now I got to live this way, and I just want to try to help someone else before they make the same mistake I did.
Yeah, that sums it up better than I could. Former trans person, by the way, in that clip. So that's why I don't like just saying, oh, I'm against trans people, because that's all people will take away from the video. I figured let's just put the other side of things, the actual truth, into a video for once, and just leave it at that so people don't sit there in the comment section, oh, you're a bigot, you're discriminated, you just hate these people, you're just looking for a group to hate on, blah, blah, blah. Stop getting your opinion on gender dysmorphic disorder from the mainstream media. I mean, I could cite the Swedish survey of 324 trans operations from 1973 to 2003 and see how the mental condition of those 324 people totally improved after their operation. I'm being sarcastic. But anyway, no, this isn't about the person. This is about cheating and why he got away with it. So now that said, I'm not going to be one of those stupid lemming dumbasses who's like, my team, their team, conservative, not. SJW, person with functioning brain, oh, well, everything they say is wrong and everything's a conspiracy and nothing they say is right and whatever. I'll be the first to tell you this very well could have been an accident. I mean, 14 games in at a high-pressure tournament for that much money with, like, no time to rest between rounds? I look at the chat for 7 seconds and come back and fuck something up in MTG Arena while live streaming. And I get slightly less viewers, and I don't mean that sarcastically. I mean, it's actually only slightly less viewers than these large tournaments like Grand Prix. Like, seriously, I don't think they even get double the amount of views I do dicking around on Arena. That's sad. But I also don't have like 25 grand on the line. I know a friend personally who's diabetic, went to a tournament, they had no time to break for food, they started having some blood sugar problems, and they had to drop out with a 6-0 record going into round 7 because they had to go get food or they were going to pass out. And no offense, but Aaron's kind of a husky boy. I mean, the rush play, the being on camera, you think you can play Magic properly, and people are saying, oh, but he should have played this deck a million times before, and, you know, everybody knows how this card works in this combination. Look at that board state in the clip that I'm sure I'm looping. But am I giving Aaron a pass? No, I'm not. Saying that you would be aware that now you've switched the entire function of the game, that you would make a mental note of that the second that you dropped Experimental Frenzy into play. Saying that that could be assumed because you've played the deck a billion times, that cannot be understated. And then, if you follow what could have happened, what would have happened, and how this would have played out if he'd have followed the rules correctly and not cast a Light Up the Stage from hand, he probably would have lost. One Lyra can shut down that board state. I am not kidding. If I'm reading other people's assessments of this that did all the work for me because I'm not that interested in this. If I'm reading those correctly, Lyra died because of the mistake. And then Aaron was able to swing away, and I assume he won. Another point to be made is that he cast Light Up the Stage and then didn't look at the top of his library when the last time he cast Light Up the Stage that same turn, he did check what was on top of the library, implying that the second time he didn't need to check because he had already checked and knew it was a mountain. So the first thing you do when you cast Light Up the Stage is check what's on top of your library because you can, because Experimental Frenzy is in play, unless you already know what's there. And if you know that you already know what's there, then you are acknowledging that Experimental Frenzy is in play, and you should be able to put 2 and 2 together, especially since seconds earlier on that turn, not seeing the clip, he did. He played it differently. So I would lean towards cheating, but I'd say maybe 70-30. Like, there's some plausible deniability. There's some room to just make a mistake, forget the board stages, have a little lapse, over-concentrate on one little piece of math, and come back to the game, make a stupid mistake like, these cards are in my hand, I can cast them because why not? Every other deck works that way. I get it, but any judge looking at this would say, okay, we've got circumstantial evidence with, you seeming to acknowledge that you already know what's on the top of your library while casting that, which means you know it's in play, which means why are you casting it from hand? You can't have it both ways, bro. And then the convenience where, you can kill Lyra, whereas normally you would not have been able to. Then add in what I would call sleight of hand, unnecessary card touches, all the stupid magician bullshit that people throw in when they think they're being sneaky about where the source of a card going onto the stack is, where the stack was in that clip, which is ridiculous, the split left-right lands, the purposely disorganized board setup that's meant to mislead. I mean, this really looked practiced. It was way too convenient at the time given the board state, and it was enough to turn the entire game around by itself. So the opportune timing, bare minimum, a warning, if not like a 1-month ban or like some little slap on the wrist, like, okay, we can't prove it, but we're pretty sure this looks really bad, so like, we're going to give you an enormous warning or a super short ban or something like that, a DQ, suspend the prize money, send it down the chain, something like that, and then let him come back to the next tournament or like whatever. But I heard multiple judges even may have reviewed this, and they came up with the decision of, in my opinion, well, he's trans, so we can't touch him. Oh, we want our trans mascot to parade around in front of anybody. If anything happens to him, that would look really bad. Not only would it look bad for Magic, it would look bad for the tournament. Anytime somebody's caught cheating, it looks a little bit bad. I mean, yay for them catching it and enforcing it. I think it makes them look good, but it also makes them look bad because it's like, this happened. Then you get fanboys disagreeing with intent and all this stuff, and it's a controversy, and it's a mess. But it's a mess when you do nothing about it and it's transparent as hell. So why do I say that? What precedent do I have to say where they just let it go because he's trans? The last trans person to win a tournament, they let, I'll say him again because facts, get up on the mic and basically say in their like award acceptance speech, I hate white people. Yay, finally not a straight white guy winning. Hooray, this is so great. Cool, so I'm going to go to a GP, win it, and then jump on the mic and say basically the same thing. Yes, I'm paraphrasing. It was more veiled and politically correct, but I mean, come on, you could summarize it this way. But I just get up and be like, I'm so glad that a straight white guy won this tournament because I don't want a gay black guy to win this. That would be terrible. So hooray for representing my superior skin color, superior gender, and superior orientation that's better than everybody else's. Yay, diversity. Give me my giant cardboard check. Because like I said, that's pretty much what that British dude said with a couple nouns and adjectives changed. Yeah, it sounds a little bit more fucked up when you replace it with like a group that people aren't okay with discriminating against. But, it's open season on white straight males. Yeah, let's go full-blown Germany 1938 where we can just blame all of our problems on one group and everybody's okay with it. That didn't backfire. Everything in society is this one group's problem, this one ethnicity, this one skin color. No, I don't have actual facts or statistics to back that up. I'm just telling you that. Let's all get mad and feel great about discriminating against them because they're the problem. Yeah, anytime you see that, you should probably tell people, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. So the fact that I didn't see a follow-up statement from Wizards saying, hey, we're deleting this from our live stream, we're deleting the VOD of it or whatever, we completely disavow anything that this idiot said. It's completely racist. We get the sentiment. We get what he was trying to say. But it was phrased in a very racist and insensitive way, and we don't support this. That's what a normal company would do. What Wizards did is not that at all, didn't mention it at all, kept circulating the clip, and probably secretly to themselves said, yeah, fuck white people. / straight people / cis, whatever the fuck. Judge, I object. Relevance? Lawyer Des, you better be going somewhere with this, sir. Yes, I am, Your Honor. I'm trying to establish the fact that Wizards is a bunch of racist dumb fucks who, really want to parade around a trans person to shove it in the face of us horrible, horrible straight white males. So they're basically pro-discrimination as long as it's like pro-trans or whatever. You get what I'm saying. Let me submit as Exhibit B, personal accounts from multiple people I know in person. Actual friends and acquaintances that played Magic and went to a Star City Games tournament on multiple occasions. According to them, about half the judges were trans. I am not kidding. What percentage of society is trans, by the way? Is it 50%? It can't be, because then we'd be extinct. So let's just set aside their hiring practices for now. Yes, I know it's a volunteer job. Just trust me, it's the same thing. I can't say volunteers wanted no black people allowed, okay? It doesn't matter if you're hiring or volunteering, okay? And I have heard multiple accounts from them personally being treated poorly because of their skin color, orientation, and gender. And I've heard accounts from other people given to them secondhand of the judges always siding with a female or a gay guy over anybody else, or at least saying, oh, I don't know the rule on that. Let me get my superior, because maybe they'll find some BS reason to make it go against you because fuck you and your skin color and your orientation. Anybody in the tournament infrastructure management is okay with that. They know it happens. Hooray. Yeah, get those whiteys out of our tournament. Who says whiteys? Get those honky-ass cracker straight boys out of our tournament. Active discrimination from trans people against everybody else that they see as the enemy in tournaments, high-level tournaments, plus Wizards allowing blatant racism and sexism and discrimination in acceptance speeches and doing nothing against it. And then the third exhibit, the judges come back and say, nah, Aaron didn't do anything wrong. This doesn't even merit a warning. No, we don't need to do anything with this. So in other words, trans people can get away with anything because they want them as the front and center poster boys for their tournament. So that's disgusting, especially when you consider the whole movement of, oh, you better be okay with trans people or you're a discriminating bully. That whole bullshit narrative, yeah, that's just causing trans people to commit suicide because they realize that everybody supported them and then whoopsies, it turns out they do have a mental illness and it's too late and they're not happy with their amazing $40,000 surgeries, which can't change your chromosomes, the size of your sweat glands, the wiring of your brain, and all this shit that happened starting when you're 11. You know, give or take some years. I don't want to be insensitive here. And then another layer on top of it, nobody there gives a shit about trans people, gay people, or anything. It's just pat myself on the back. Look how good of a person I am. Oh, I'm so accepting. I'm so great. Look at me. Okay, let a trans person babysit your kids. Oh, you don't want to do that? Okay. I thought you were spouting off all this bullshit about how there's nothing wrong with them and it's not a mental illness and it's natural and oh, I guess it was just all about you. This is all just about your ego and how you feel great about yourself and how you can go to the water cooler and talk to the other employees about how woke and great you are and how diverse of a company. Oh, I feel so warm and fuzzy. It's an ego thing. All this social justice movement, fucking forced diversity bullshit. It's all about the people feeling good and borderline arrogant and elitist and exclusionary about themselves. It's the same as the, oh, we didn't land on the moon and the earth is flat people. I'm smarter than everyone else. Why can't they all figure it out? I'm just so much better than everyone else. Look at me. Oh, wow. And then they just willingly ignore facts because they want to keep feeling warm and fuzzy. Same bullshit in the social justice area. So this whole trans acceptance, instead of let's get them the help they need, it's disgusting, it's destructive, it's bullshit, and now they're rigging tournaments. I would even go so far as to say that they probably did something to the matchmaking or told Aaron ahead of time that he can get away with whatever he wants. Because SJWs are that fucked in the head. They think the ends justify the means. They already know there's cheating at tournaments. They just say, hey, if you can plausibly deny it, Trust me, the judges aren't going to come down on you. Just win this. We want another trans person to win. And what the fuck are the odds that 2 people would win it in the row? Or just about in a row. 2 different trans players. It's ridiculous. It's impossible. I don't know if you remember if Aaron went on to win or not. I don't care. I'm so disgusted by this. I don't even want to know what happened to the rest of this tournament. In fact, I just realized now that it says SCG right there, so this was a Star City Games tournament. Of course the judges aren't going to DQ a trans person. Half the judges are fucking trans. So fuck this tournament, fuck the whole pro system. Whether it's an official GP or an unsanctioned SCG thing, I don't care. Anything that would be considered a competitive pro level, anything with prize money on the line, it's all crooked bullshit. The whole company is a fucking joke. If you're white and a male and straight, they fucking hate you. They don't want you playing the game, and they're going to actively rig tournaments against you, okay? You don't have a chance. Don't watch these. Don't participate in them. Don't go to them. Don't compete in them. Don't do anything. Just don't even fucking touch the pro scene. This is like the tip of the iceberg. I've got stuff that I wouldn't make a video on it because I don't have confirmation and evidence, but the stories I've heard from reliable people about some cheating, some cover-up, some judge collusion, card manipulation, manipulation of who plays who, manipulation of who gets DQ'd and why, card adding, bribery. It's unbelievable. This is not just like, oh, look at this incident, it's such an anomaly. No, all of Pro Magic is completely fucked. If you want the number one piece of evidence to push the fact that Aaron was cleared of all charges and just let through with nothing, no consequences, purely because he's trans, try to refute my assertion that everybody at Wizards who's one of these social justice activist dumb fucks constantly spouting out racist bullshit about diversity. Do you honestly think, would you say that I'm wrong in saying that they hold that more important than their job, their money, their life, their friends, their reputation, anything? They will put their SJW agenda above anything else in their life because they consider it the most important thing that they do on a daily basis. Do you actually disagree with my assessment of those people? Because if not, how big of a stretch is it that, oh, we can't DQ Aaron because she's trans and we need her because agenda? Because look what this representation will do for culture as a whole. Look what it'll do for Wizards' public image. Yeah, to call this all a conspiracy against him and how everybody's overreacting and it was just an accident. Really? That seems far-fetched to me given all the evidence. And given Wizards' corporate culture and Star City Games' corporate culture, especially the judges. Are you kidding me? So I hate to tell people how to cheat, but on the other hand, fuck the whole system. If you want to go win a Star City Games tournament, just pretend to be trans. Just show up in the other gender's clothes and there you go. Every judge call will go your way. You'll be able to get away with anything and they'll actively rig the tournament in your favor in all likelihood, in my opinion. Thanks for watching. Once again, I want to extend a big fuck you to Wizards of the Coast and Star City Games. I hope somebody gets hard statements recorded legally that can be submitted as evidence in court so that you both go down in flames for your ridiculous discrimination. I'm white, I'm straight, I'm a guy, I was born this way, I can't do anything about it, so fuck you. If you think less of me for it because of something my alleged ancestors did 100 years ago, which by the way, my family wasn't in America 100 years ago, and they were Irish, then fuck you, you basically neo-Nazi fucktards. This video has been brought to you by getting demonetized. Buy a shirt, I now need the money. Teespring link in the description. Also, we got my Patreon down there, and for some reason still a link to my Twitter that I totally use all the time. It's honestly one of my favorite fair and balanced platforms for free speech. I'll see you guys next video.